You're listening to the Media Man Dan podcast. Let's rock!
It's black and white now. I'm feeling like a fool. This world of color is drowning in a pool. My lungs are filling, my heart is failing. It all comes crashing down.
Hell yeah! This is a clapping moment for the crowd. Oh man, love the jam! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! What a guitar solo! I have no words. I don't know what's coming up next, but I'm so excited. This is an amazing song.
I could be so much more.
Okay, a little bit of spoken word.
I could
Be so much more. Okay.
be so much more. I could be so much more. I could be so much more.
This is a definite response, call and response to the crowd.
So much more. I could be 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 so much more. So much more. But you took that.
Oh, wait, I
Told me a little cake.
that's to say.
What's that say? I could be so much more. So much more.
Got a little bit of that guitar solo in the background again. It's like layered everything from the song into one ending. What a finale. Amazing. Absolutely exactly what I wanted to hear from Fox Paw as their most recent single. So Much More is now my favorite song. Thank you guys for asking me to check out all of your incredible music.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Media Man Dan podcast. Today, I have an amazing band with me named Foxpaw, and I checked out their entire discography before going into this conversation, but I'm going to be talking to every member of the band all the way over in Omaha, Nebraska. These dudes know how to rock your world, and I promise you, their personalities are also going to rock your world. Welcome to the podcast, guys. How you doing today?
Pretty good.
Doing great.
Fantastic.
Really good intro.
Yeah, good intro. Great.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Thank you. So we have 5 members with us today, and each of these members has an incredible instrument that they play or use vocally. I'm super excited to go into all of their passions and their inspirations. How are you guys doing? That's what matters to me most.
Doing great.
Pretty solid.
Pretty good.
Pretty good first year experiences. Like you're just making sure that all those resolutions are taken care of. It's like 7 days in, so that's usually when people tap out. Other than that, let's talk about the brand new single that you guys just dropped, So Much More. And I love the title because it literally describes exactly where your music is going. You're already bringing so much more than you ever have before, and the end of that song is a great combination of all of the best parts of the song already. So how did this song come to mind, and how long have you guys been working on it, and do you have a plan to put out a music video, anything like that?
So this song came about because we hadn't been going through lineup changes, not to spoil anything later on yet, but we were trying to kind of develop our sound and push it more into kind of a modern pop punk, but still with all the cool old like Green Day, Blink-182 sound to it, but still trying to modernize. I actually started writing this when we were filming the Let's Ride interview. Between takes, I came up with the intro riff on guitar.
Music video.
Yeah,
Let's Ride music.
That's what I said. That's what I meant. Coming up with the riff, and it kind of took off from there. I showed Gabe and everybody else, and I mean, it kind of wrote itself. Yeah.
Awesome. So
It's
you
one of
guys
those
just
where it was just like every idea that we threw at it, we were like, oh, that's perfect. And it was like our most smooth writing process, just in my opinion. So
excellent. The chemistry was there.
Yes, sir.
definitely.
That's the best. All right. For each part, let's go through first bass. Let's go with Gabe. How did the bass line come to mind? Did you hear the first riff that Justin made and then you were like, I know how to play around with that? Or was it something else?
Yeah, this was particularly interesting because it's pretty fast for the most part. So it would be a lot easier with pick, but I'm a fingerstyle player, so I still play it with fingerstyle. But it's just with the roots of the chords going through it. It's a real fun one to play. And Justin, writes most of the parts, and then either he's like, hey, here's what the guitar part is doing, so just follow that. And then from there, I have the freedom to come up with what I'd like off of that.
Awesome. Yeah, I really love the production as well. I think you guys really improved from your first song to the most recent one. So it's really good to hear that evolution as a band and your sound as a bass. Oh my God. I mean, in the reaction, you could tell I was falling in love. I was like, holy shit, this is exactly what I wanted to hear, because I'm a big fan of bass when I can hear it subtly put in. And then when it takes the main stage anytime, I'm like, oh, okay. All right, bassist. All right. I see what you're doing. All right. And Logan, what is the best thing that you added to this song that you're like, this is where I wanted this to be? Because you're a keyboardist. Come on, man. You know this is the best.
Wasn't in the band when they wrote this song.
There we go. There we go. That's it.
It was an instance of Jack was in my part at the moment or at the time, and
So yeah, that's a good
yeah.
piggyback off that. I used to be the keyboardist and then moved up. So
Okay. So you guys switch roles.
I just worked with Jack, and so he took me the parts and the vocal parts, and then now I do it. So
Nice.
yeah.
Well, it's good if somebody's sick that you can have someone to rely on. I mean, that always happens in bands where it's like they're just having a bad day and the throat is not working the right way. So having a backing vocalist that knows all the parts and can kill it, that's what matters. I also am a big fan of keyboardist because that's basically the only instrument I can play. The other things hurt my hands and I do not have good rhythm. Most of you guys would not know I have like a millisecond delay and all my reactions are edited by me on purpose. It is kind of annoying. But yeah, I could say that I think keyboard should be added to this song, or actually I'm looking forward to the next song that will have your keyboard on it. But Justin, the master that created this song and put everything together, how did your first thought come to mind when it came to the melody for this song?
I listen to a lot of math rock bands, like Polyphia is my favorite band, and Covet and Chunk. And I was messing around with some chord voicings that they use and just kind of ideas of how they move chords. And I took one of those voicings and just by pure luck came up with the kind of arpeggio of da 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 da, and moved that around and found some chords that I liked with it and just built everything around that. And it's probably my favorite thing to play live.
Perfect. That's what I love to hear too, is that you're enjoying it as much as you have it out. You're like, okay, well, this is the one that we're going to promote the most because we love it, not just because it's new. So that's awesome. How did the lyrics come to mind? And if that goes with Jack, then I want to hear his story as well.
this kind of goes with the switching lineup kind of things too. When we were writing the lyrics of this, I was still in the backup vocals position. I still had a little bit of say in what was going on with the vocals and main melodies and lyrics. We kind of wanted to talk about how, like, going back to where Justin was saying we were wanting to try find our own central sound. So it was one of those things where it was like, as a person, like, you have that internal battle with yourself, like knowing that you could be so much more. And that's kind of where it piggybacks on the lyrics, where it's like, I could be so much more, but you took that away. And it's kind of like looking at yourself in the mirror and being like, yeah, I could be so much more, but you, that person I'm looking at in the mirror is the reason that I'm not so much more. So what can I do to make myself better? So
Okay. So it's a constant battle with your own. I wouldn't say confidence, but I'd say it's like your own personality. You're just like, this is where I could be at, but instead I'm over here. So I could be so much more. I love that. That's fantastic. And last but not least, Christian, you are the incredible percussionist. How did you come up with the incredible drums on this song? Because, like I said, at the end of the EP, I got the which I fucking love. And this song was also very exciting. How did you come up with all of the extremely fast tempo?
Well, extremely fast tempo was a big challenge with like the bass drum part, so I decided to go with like, rather than just the do the bump to go along with like the guitar riff.
Nice.
That groove fit a lot better and sounded really good with it too. It was a bit easier to play with it.
Yeah. And it's super fun. Like, seriously, you guys are like mostly in the major keys, which is just an enjoyable sound. As I said during the reaction, I listened to a lot of metal, a lot of minor keys, a lot of dark, depressing shit. So it's nice to just smile and listen to music, you know? And you guys gave me that great break, and I had a really good time with your entire discography. So the first thing I really want to know is, what is the reason you guys are called Foxpaw?
That's an interesting question.
I can take that one. Since
Yeah,
I was there.
please.
The old singer. So it was originally me, the original singer of the band, and then a whole different drummer that was only with us for a bit. And we came into our rehearsal about a couple weeks in, when we were kind of being like, okay, this is kind of going somewhere. We're not just jamming anymore. And we were like, okay, what should our band name be? And the singer said Foxpaw.
That was it.
Okay. I was like, what does it mean? He was like, Foxpaw.
And I always get, every time we're out, like at least from one person when we're at a show, there will be somebody that's like, is that a play on faux pas? And if you like, faux pas is definitely that, like, acting like an idiot in social situations, like, or not knowing how to act.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's kind of funny because I'm definitely one of those people.
We need to start telling them that, yes, it's a play on.
Yeah.
That put some meaning to it.
Yeah.
That's what we thought all along.
We also
Yeah.
mind that like it was originally an indie rock band.
Yeah, we were originally trying to be an indie rock band, so we were kind of that nature-ish theme to it. But then we added Gabe, and we turned into a pop
Everything
punk.
changed.
I really wanted to like pop punk, and I don't really like indie, so I kept just like pushing these ideas. And Justin also really likes pop punk, so it kind of just kept forming into what we have now.
Hell yes. And that actually goes perfectly into my next question. What are some of your biggest inspirations musically, especially in the genre of pop punk?
Do we want to kind of go down the line with this one?
Yeah.
Sure.
One by one.
This is pretty much in the vein of pop punk, but I would say my biggest influence, especially of lately, is My Chemical Romance. I think they are just a phenomenal band. They do so many things so well. I've spent many hours studying their music, particularly the Black Parade. I think that album is fantastic, and it's a big inspiration for the album we are writing right now.
Oh, fantastic. So it's going to be like a concept album?
It won't be a concept album, though that is definitely something down the line. But how they format their album and how they transition the sequencing through the album is definitely a big inspiration for us writing-wise.
Fantastic. And are you also a co-producer on your work as well?
I'd say we're all co-producers. We all get our say in what happens.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you actually all participate in helping your music? What in the world?
We have a democratic system.
Yeah.
We vote on decisions and majority rules.
This is so good. You guys are actually having like a healthy chemistry and everything. You're actually participating together. This sounds like a band that's going to last forever. And that's what matters to me the most, is that I get to see bands that stick together, make amazing music, and love doing it. And yeah, I could tell that spirit's already in you guys.
We hope that we last forever.
Agreed, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Even into the afterlife, yes.
Oh,
Like
yes.
playing Foxpaw in heaven. All right. And Logan, what is your biggest inspiration when it comes to music?
So I I mean, growing up, obviously listened to a lot of pop punk music and stuff like that. But I also am a like big like old rocker head. My favorite band is Queen, which is like, I mean, that's kind of like very shallow, but like my favorite band is Queen. So I really draw a lot of inspiration from them. But in terms of like genre wise, big Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, stuff like that. My Chemical Romance as well, but specifically Fall Out Boy and Panic at the Disco. Those two are very near and dear to my heart.
That's so awesome. Yeah, that's actually a really, really good mix because those are both incredible vocalists and their melodic sound works really well with pop punk. And I know that both of them have kind of left and then returned and then left the genre again. Fall Out Boy, for some reason, decided to cover that Billy Joel song, and it is overplayed on the radio.
The cover, not great, but So Much for Stardust is one of their greatest albums. That is, yeah, hands down.
I love them. I think they're fantastic. Thanks for the Memories is probably one of my favorite songs, but they're actually from the area that I am, which is Illinois. So, I mean, not from the area, but like an hour away is where they started. And yeah, so they're kind of local to us. So we always hear about them and we're like, just another Fall Out Boy thing. But yeah, no, they're amazing. And then Panic, oh my God. If Brendan didn't have the ego that he did, the band could be so big right now. But yeah, he's doing his thing. He's got a great voice. I will give him that.
Yes, he does.
So to train underneath him would be amazing, especially you sound like a tenor already by the way you talk. So I'm like, okay, I can hear some incredible harmonization that's going to come from future music. No worries, man. All right, Justin.
Same as them. I love Fall Out Boy, especially My Chemical Romance, but I also like a lot more of the kind of modern, like 2010 pop punk sound. So All Time Low and Mayday Parade, All American Rejects. Yes. I love them so much. And then there's also the whole other side of my life where I love insanely technical guitar music. And I try to squeeze that in wherever I can sneak it into in the band. So like Polyphia and Covet, like I said before, I love bands.
I don't know Covet as much. I know Polyphia, definitely, obviously, because of all of the fame that they got. But I also liked one of their albums that came out most recently. And I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. Because they have like a mix of like pop music on it. A lot of like just really, I call them like extreme weather music. Like I think that weather channels in the future are going to be playing their sounds in the background. Right? And that's not a diss to them at all, but they just sound like they have that groovy style that would work for a background of a weather channel.
And I quickly need to piggyback off of Justin real quick because he did mention All American Rejects, and I have to shoehorn this wherever I can.
Okay.
The first like exposure I had to pop punk, Justin knows this, was the Bionicle commercial that aired on Cartoon Network that played "Move Along."
Move along, yes, yes.
Like that set me. That was it.
Bro, for the longest time, I got that confused with Great Escape by the Boys Like Girls. So I always was like Boys Like Girls was Bionicle. But yeah, no, you're right. All American Rejects, and I could also say Dirty Little Secret, my favorite song to jump in the pool to back in the day. All right, and Jack.
So kind of the same as what everybody said, but specifically with Panic at the Disco, they were like the first like punky kind of band I ever really listened to. And I kind of just like fell in love with that kind of side of things. And I'm really, really like high singing tenor. And I always like listening. I also really like listening to older bands like Led Zeppelin, all that. Cause like, I just loved how Robert Plant could just like wail like in high octaves. And I was like, I want to do that sometime. But then listening to like Brendan Urie, listening to Fall Out Boy, just that highish sound without having to go into your falsetto was just so impressive to me, and I just started working on that so much, and kind of worked out. But also kind of piggybacking off Justin, I'm also a really, really big technical guitar fan, and I really like the chord structures that they use in those, and I really like the way that you can implement that even in like practicing and all that great stuff. So it's just really fun to mess around with.
Awesome. Yeah, and as a rhythm guitarist, I'm going to ask you to play Cliffs of Dover for me one day. When it comes to your high vocals, have you ever heard Jag from A Skylit Drive?
I have not, no.
You've not heard Jag? Okay, check out Jag if you can, because that guy is amazing. Also, Vic Fuentes of the incredible band Pierce the Veil. And
Yep.
then I would also say the guys in what band was I thinking? As you were talking, I was like, three bands come to mind instantly when you say high vocals. I don't know. I could say Maddie Mullins of Memphis Mayfire also has a really good high vocal as well. But like super high, I'd say Vic Fuentes. Oh no, Kellen Quinn. There we go. Obviously, Sleeping with Sirens. Yeah. All right. And Christian, what is your biggest inspiration? And if you say what is the most Neil Peart, I will not be surprised.
Well, actually, most of my inspiration is like the exact same like these guys, and surprisingly like pop punk. So we're gonna like the same thing.
That's crazy. Yeah, definitely.
Like probably one of my favorite albums though would be from Fall Out Boy, 2008 Folie à Deux.
Okay.
Is probably my favorite album from them. And that's where I get a decent amount of inspiration from.
Was that after the Cork Tree one? Or
Yeah.
before that. Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
I probably have heard less of that one. I know that I saw the one with the lamb on it. I think Thanks for the Memories is on that, but I love that album. I don't know the name of it. So awesome. You guys all have pop punk in your blood, and you came from this love for it, and you came together as a band to create something that sounds pretty close, but still has that own individual sound. How did the first song go when you guys were recording it? Were you like really nervous, or you're like, oh my God, this vision's been in my head forever. Let's just put this together. And I know that Justin will be the one to give me the answer.
I think something that we as a band do a great job with is we're confident with our music. We know we're putting together great stuff. And I think going in with confidence in the recording has helped the sound out so much. And instead of being like super hesitant and, maybe messing up more takes and having to rush it in the end, we're able to come out with a really solid, powerful product that we really like. And especially in that first song, where even for being our first song, which was significantly long ago,
Yeah.
for our band's lifespan, we all listen to it, and we have our fans constantly listen to it. It's our most listened to song, and we really think we hit it out of the park with that one.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I did not see the statistics because I was just binging everything on a playlist. So I was like, I could do this easy peasy. And then I looked at all the stats, and I was like, I got to see a couple million streams. That's got to be it for this band because they're
Yeah.
incredible. And then I looked at your following count, and I was like, what? No, criminal. How are you guys not heard more? I mean, you have to be like a local talent, I would have to say. Like someone in the scene has to pick you up and be like, all right, bring these guys to the top. We know what we're going to do.
Yeah,
We do a great job in Omaha. We put together amazing shows, and we bring huge crowds. So we're just working our way further and further.
Awesome. Have you guys had any like big tour mates that you're like, they want to take you a little bit further out, bring you around the country?
Not yet, but we're hoping that this year we can kind of start having that happen and working with touring acts and building friendships with more than just the bands in our scenes, which are amazing, but trying to branch out and build a following elsewhere.
Awesome. And I'll be looking around as well for anybody that's just coming up on my Instagram. I always have bands that come out of nowhere, and I'm always like, well, I've never heard of Omaha, Nebraska. Well, I've heard of Omaha, but I'm like, Nebraska. I mean, any bands there? No, I won't know, but now I do. No, it's awesome, though, that you guys are getting the crowds that you are, and you're getting the hype that you are, especially around the first song, because that's like the rough cut for most bands. So having the production that you guys did to gather so many people to listen to your sound is awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
No problem. All right, guys, let's go and take it a little off topic. What is one of your favorite movies you saw last year? Or I could say in 2 years, because last year was just a dud for me.
We all went and saw the Five Nights at Freddy's movie together. Justin and I are big Five Nights at Freddy's fans, and the rest of them really aren't. But we still, nonetheless, went together and enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit, at least. I know they put a lot of love into that, even if the direction with the story wasn't the best. But no, I really enjoyed it. And Saw X would probably.
I was gonna say
Saw X was probably
my favorite.
That was my favorite Saw I've seen, and that was probably my favorite movie of the last year, though.
I'm excited to ask the question to be like, do you guys like horror? And you're like, no, actually, we're Nicholas Sparks fans. That's awesome. So Five Nights at Freddy's, I actually had to look this up because my friend came back from the show and he was like, dude, you got to see this movie. It's so weird, but it's really good. And I was like, well, let me just see the hype because I'm 30. So I was like, oh, there's got to be something that I just missed when this came out. So I looked up the year that it came out and I was like, all right, everybody Gen Z probably gets it, no problem. And I look at it and I'm like, I was a sophomore in college when it started. So yeah. I might have missed the hype train just a little bit for being a little bit of too adult at that time. But I will definitely check out that movie because it got amazing reviews from very harsh critics that I listen to all the time. The box office absolutely took off, and there's so many things that are going to be coming from the market with horror and like PG-13 horror. So that's going to gain so many people to the genre, which is awesome. And I will give it that. For Saw, I am too scared of gore at this point, but I'm still trying. I got into slashers first, and now I'm going to be going into the Evil Dead this upcoming October. So hopefully then I can go into Saw and all of these other disturbing things. Terrifier is probably like 10 years away from me. I am totally not into that.
I guess I'll go next. So I get like there's like four that come to mind. So in going in like release order, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Absolutely love.
It was really good.
The movie. This is can't wait for part 3.
Mhm.
And then Barbie. Loved Barbie. I could go on. And then these last two came out just like last month, and that's Godzilla -1.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
That
Oh,
movie is
yeah.
incredible.
I have to see it still. With Barbie, I just gotta say this. Who is your favorite character? I'm
It's
excited.
obviously Ken.
There we go. Hey, everyone's like, I love the Barbie movie. No, you like the Ken movie. But they said they're like, it's all focused on Barbie, and I'm like, but then why does everyone talk about Ken when they leave?
And then the last one would be The Boy and the Heron, because
Boy in the Hair. I have not seen anything about that. I know that there's a few critics that have gone through it, but yeah, I haven't heard anything like amazing to check it out.
I love like all of Miyazaki's films. So like it was
Got
there's another one of the books.
Well, that's excellent. You are definitely a film lover. You watch movies that are definitely not just the usual blockbusters, but you do watch Barbie.
So I get a lot of that like wash off. So the run from her. So
Good stuff. All right, Justin.
Well, Saw X and FNAF for sure. I don't know how long ago it came out. It might have been 2 years ago, but Jackass 4.
Yeah. Jackass Forever, yes. Oh my God.
Last night, I think.
Nice.
It's great. It stands the test of a year.
We saw Oppenheimer together as well.
Oppenheimer was amazing.
Yeah, Barbenheimer.
Yeah, Barbenheimer. Best marketing ever. That's the only Christopher Nolan film, as far as I know, from the newer films that he's done that I have not seen yet. And I still have to go through his old one. So I'm trying to catch up. I'll be like Memento, then Oppenheimer.
It was
Watch it.
great.
It's incredible.
It's all about Wham.
Oh,
It's
it's
all about
Wham. It's about the duo. Doesn't really get into George Michael all that much, but it's just Wham.
That's actually what exactly I wanted from Bohemian Rhapsody, but they were like, it's a story about Freddie. And I was like, but I want Queen, you know?
Documentary, not a biopic. So
Not a biopic. Okay, cool. Well, I will definitely check that out. I love Wham. I think George Michael has one of the coolest voices in history of pop, no question.
Obviously, Oppenheimer was like my top movie. So I'm not really a movie guy. I'm one of those guys that like makes food and then sits at my desk and watches like Charlie on YouTube or like Penguin Z0. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but yeah, Moist Critical.
Moist Critical, yeah.
Sit there and watch YouTube videos all day. But there was a movie I saw with one of my first roommates in college. He was like, "You want to go see Halloween Kills with me?" And I was like, "Sure." But like, it was so funny because every kill that happened in that, I was like, "Oh, here it comes! Here it comes!" Predicted.
I was told that was a gory popcorn flick. That was just like literally nothing to the story. Just killing.
It'd be like a little bit of progression, and then everything would, like the person that it was progressing with would just die.
That sounds definitely something. I actually will have to check that out because I like the 2018. I changed my mind on it. I had my old video that I re-released for my 5 years on YouTube, and I was like, man, I was really bashing Halloween 2018. It's really not that bad. Definitely better than like Halloween Resurrection or something.
Trying to think of movies that I watched that actually came out in the last 2 years, rather than like ones that are a lot older. I guess I saw Guardians 3.
It was a good
That
one.
one wasn't that bad.
I like that one.
I saw a couple of crappy horror films. Like what was it? Smile, I think is what it was called. That one came out like
Oh, I remember that one.
a year or two ago.
You saw the phrase.
FNAF, of course. But yeah, I still have a lot on my list to watch. But yeah.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Oh, so bad. It's not even funny bad. It's just a
What about Cocaine Bear?
Oh god, that movie's so boring. They focus too much on the humans. I want the cocaine bear to just attack people, and they're just like, here's humans and humans and humans. Pitch meeting the guy Ryan George
Cocaine Bear.
put together like this compilation of like all of the stories that take place in that movie, and he's like, why is there so much about this? He's like, oh, and there's a bear.
Oh, yeah.
It's hilarious. But yeah, that's fantastic. So you guys are film fans, but you're not like super duper fans, except for I would say Logan.
I wouldn't say I am, but I do like to watch movies. So
You have a variety, man. That's pretty good. It's not one taste. I mean, I didn't hear one superhero movie from you, so that's amazing.
get Sam Raimi behind the camera again.
Oh, definitely. Did you like his Doctor Strange take?
I enjoyed. It wasn't the greatest movie of all time. I understand that, but I really like. It was different from the other Marvel movies. Like I could tell a different director was behind this camera, and also yeah.
Yeah, Marvel falls into the same formula way too much, where they just find something that works with Iron Man, and then every single character has to be like quippy and funny.
Yeah.
But every single character isn't like that.
After phase, what was it, 4 with Infinity?
That was
War?
Endgame.
Okay, so phase 3, it just became way too corny. Like
Yeah.
Marvel turned into just funny, and I was like, "Where's the action and where's the fun that we had in phase 3?"
I was so sad.
Yeah.
Thor 4 was bad as well.
Oh, that movie sucked.
Dude, that movie, I liked it when I walked out the first time. I saw it the second time. I was like, this is the worst movie. This is just terrible.
Could have been so good.
Yeah, it's entertainment, but it really does nothing, especially when they made it so serious about their whole story and their timeline. And now they're saying that they want to bring back Iron Man. I'm like, don't undo something that had that much value when it came to the end of Endgame. Like, that was a very important sacrifice. If you bring him back, you're literally killing everything. Like, that is the entire reason Thanos was such a big problem, is because Tony had to literally sacrifice his life to stop him. And you're like, nah, let's just bring him back because Disney's failing in the box office.
The whole like multiverse thing just kind of turned me off to Marvel. It was like, this
They're
is kind
doing
of
it a
dumb
lot.
because nobody's really dead. Like,
Yes, but also I liked No Way Home. So,
No Way Home's an exception for most people, so that's perfectly fine. I think the Deadpool is going to play around with the multiverse as well, but he'll probably mock the shit out of it, so we'll all feel great. I'm hoping Deadpool 3 is just perfect because I've loved Deadpool from the beginning. Not as like a comic book reader, but just that first movie blew my mind, and I watched it so many times that if they ever get lightning in a bottle to give more characters that wouldn't get the light of day because they're rated R, I would love to see that because Deadpool did it first, and it worked really well. Oh yeah. Also, huge Ryan Reynolds fan. I know it's probably obvious.
Isn't everyone?
He makes it look so easy.
He does. He's amazing. What is some of your music that you have been listening to album wise recently?
Covet Catharsis. Third
Covet?
time I mentioned Covet. I love Covet.
Catharsis.
Catharsis.
See, when you said math rock, I immediately, I don't know why, but I went into Swancore mode and I was like, Dance Gavin Dance, and I was like, no, that's not it.
Let's have it again. Sweet, kind of.
Yeah. They're pretty cool.
Not after controversies,
Oh
but
my!
woo!
Okay.
I gotta say, I did not know that was going to be the angle. But yeah, no, they are definitely dealing with some controversy. Tillian is an interesting fella. I think that he's got a phenomenal voice, and I always judge the art, not the artist. Most of the time, I usually don't agree with most of the artists that I listen to, so it's pretty challenging to be like, that's the one that's really bad. I'll never listen to them. But I could say, yeah, I understand where you're coming from with the controversial takes on everything. But they're a really solid band, in my opinion.
So I mentioned I'm a big My Chemical Romance fan, and that I listen to a lot of the Black Parade because there's a lot of really, really good things going on there. I'm also a really big Green Day fan, so I've listened to all their albums. I've listened to all their music before many times. But I mean, American Idiot and 21st Century Breakdown are both albums I've listened to the most. There's so much good things going on in those albums that they do right that just make them so listenable and such great stories that I really try and dissect what makes them tick and involve it with our stuff. Like I do everything I ever do is just figuring out how I can make it work with Foxpaw.
My only issue with those two albums specifically is that Boulevard of Broken Dreams is literally 21 Guns, a different like way that they put it together, but the same structure. Like they both change at the exact period of time. I'm like, did anyone else notice that? It's like it's 21. Yeah, it's like Boulevard of Broken Dreams. I will say this. Father of All, what was it? Motherfuckers or whatever that album was. Terrible Green Day.
So bad.
Terrible.
Underrated. I hate it so much.
Underrated. What did you like about it? The entire abandonment of what Green Day is?
I like their newest stuff with the new album they're coming out with. I'm really enjoying it.
I have to check that out. I have not heard anything recently because I've been so into metalcore recently. So
Good stuff.
yeah.
I'm gonna pee. So I've kind of been in like a big listening to old rock stuff again. But as of lately, so me and my dad have been listening to a band since I was like really small, called Big Wreck, and they're from Canada. They have a really small following, but they really shouldn't have a small following. But they just incorporate so many different types of styles into this like one mesh of like rock music. It's
Okay.
really weird. But like the lead singer also plays lead guitar. And it's just really impressive because I went and saw them a few weeks back, and it's just so impressive to see while he's singing, he's just playing these crazy lead lines, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I can do that, right? And then I try and I fail. Very.
So what is the band name again? I was falling in love with the story that you were telling me about.
Oh, Big Wreck.
Big Wreck.
Mhm.
That sounds awesome.
His other band, the singer's name is Ian Thornley, and he had a band called Thornley for a while, but then they broke up, and then he went back with Big Wreck. But
So it's like a Tremonti Creed kind of thing.
same, yeah. But they definitely have a way less following than they need to because they're all their music. You need to check them out. They're just absolutely insane. So
All right. Well, I will definitely have to because you said that they play multiple genres. I'm a huge fan of Muse, who is known for like playing around with their sound. And after so many albums, it's amazing that they even have anything else that they can experiment with. But I'm always looking for bands that are using a variety of sounds to make them even more stand out than other artists.
Muse is fucking awesome.
That is the truth, my friend. I love that band.
I'll go next. So an album that, like, specifically, I don't know why I've been listening to it again recently, but Random Access Memories by Daft Punk. That album, again, like, completely out of, like, the genre, but man, that album is, like, perfection in my opinion. They just released, they released the drumless version, so it's just all the tracks and no drums. It's crazy.
That would be crazy. Wait, is this the one with the Get Lucky on it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Because I was thinking, I was like, the old Daft Punk, like the 80s, like harder, stronger, whatever, faster, whatever that is.
Then Robot Rock.
Robot Rock, whatever that is.
Another, like, I'll say artist because I feel like it. But an artist that I've been listening to recently, specifically because I've been playing a bunch of them on Clone Hero, is a Rhapsody of Fire. Which is just, like fantasy power metal. Love that.
Yes.
Absolutely in love with fantasy power metal. Like them in Dragon Force, man.
Yes.
Man.
Love it. That's amazing. Have you ever heard the band Theocracy? They're like really solid.
No, I haven't, but I will give them a listen.
Definitely. I would say their song, their album Ghost Ship is the most unreligious one. Most of the other albums are very Bible based because
Oh,
they're a
okay.
very Christian band. But oh my God, Ghost Ship is like a crazy mix of like sounds that you're gonna get from that band. They're really solid, and their vocalist is amazing. He like created the whole thing himself. For the first album, he did all the parts. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's kind of crazy.
Like Heroes from the Waterfalls Kingdom off the I don't remember which album it's called, but
From the wall.
yeah, don't even worry about it. It's a 20
It's fantasy.
It's a
Yes.
20-minute album. It is absolutely phenomenal.
I love that. Anytime the song is way too long, it's got to have like 64 different parts that just
Oh my God.
constantly transition. Yeah, the Theocracy also has a song like that called Mirror of Souls on their album Mirror of Souls. It's 23 minutes long. So yeah, if you really want to go through that beast, it's fun.
Christian.
Yeah.
Christian.
I mostly don't listen to like whole albums a lot of the time, but my music playlist consists of a couple of whole like Fall Out Boy albums, couple of whole Panic at the Disco, Green Day. I'm missing somebody.
My Chemical Romance by
Yeah,
Fox
My
Paw.
Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
You listen to a lot of MCM.
Yeah, got all the Fox Paw on there too, but yeah.
Yeah.
Recently I've actually gotten back into I just lost the name now. Diamond Eyes.
Deftones.
Deftones, yeah.
Deftones.
Oh, I was thinking Shinedown, Diamond Eyes, Boom Lay Boom.
Oh yeah, I listened to Deftones quite a while ago, and recently I gotten back into that album, Diamond Eyes.
Nice. What do you consider them? Do you consider them alt metal or new metal? This is like a giant controversy.
Oh,
It's a debate.
I'd agree.
Alt metal? Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree.
Middle.
They're pretty interesting. Deftones got like super famous of all the bands that like everyone's latching onto them. And it's coming from younger generations, older generations, everyone's starting to listen to them again, and they're like, oh damn, this is good. And I did that with Korn, and I love Korn now. Like, oh my God, they're so good. Like the sounds that I love in my favorite band, Red, are all from Korn, and same with Linkin Park, of course. But like, oh, these bands, new metal is my shit. I'll never be afraid to say that, even though it's like a total poser thing.
It's good stuff.
It's good. Yeah.
Exactly. If it sounds good, it's music. That's got to be it.
Fine.
All right. Another crazy question. What is one of your favorite TV shows that you have been binging nonstop or just fell in love with recently?
Oh, I can start.
Please.
I love Trailer Park Boys. It's like my favorite show. Like, just everything about it. Like, there's no episode that isn't funny, and like, it's a really good like turn on and fall asleep show. And that's kind of like my therapeutic thing at night. Is turning on Trailer Park Boys. So that's what I've been watching.
Is that on a streaming service or is that on cable?
It's on Netflix. It's really
Netflix.
it's from like the 99s. So it's just these three guys that do a bunch of illegal crap. And like
It's
are
great.
like, we're not gonna get caught this time, but then they get caught every single time.
That sounds hilarious. So it's like is it like Jackass kind of thing?
No, but it's all so it's not at all real. Like it's like
Okay.
all actors, but a lot of the actors have the same name in the show that they do in real life, so it's pretty funny. But like there's also these two guys in it named Corey and Trevor that they like treat like dogs. Like come here, Corey, Trevor, come on. Like they whistle for them, and it's just so funny.
It sounds like a ridiculous show I would probably really enjoy falling asleep to as well. Yeah, that sounds great.
So recently, for the first time, I watched the entirety of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. That show is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life. Well, absolutely phenomenal through and through. The later seasons, they're not as good, but
Yeah.
like they still hold up for sure. And then honorable mention, my girlfriend and I have been watching the entirety of Ken Jennings' run on Jeopardy. All like
That's hilarious.
however many episodes. Dude kills it. Guy's a legend.
The game show.
The game show, Jeopardy.
You're watching a game show. Then that's hilarious. But you were saying Always Sunny. So my favorite podcaster on the All American Savage show, he's like loving this show. He's falling in love with it, just like you said. It's like really good in the beginning. I've never gotten into it because I just can't handle the idea of an anti-sitcom. I'm like, so I'm supposed to laugh, but I'm not supposed to laugh because it's funny, but it's horrible. Like
Yes.
I'm so confused on that. So I need somebody to not break anything down and just be like, watch it. And that way I can get it, because I like Charlie. I think he's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
And especially Great Luigi.
It's insane. They all fail 20 times over,
but yeah, I never expected Phil from Hercules, Danny DeVito, to be in such a crude program and change my entire perspective. He is a legend, absolutely.
Matilda was so good.
Yeah, he was.
He was in what?
Did you ever watch Matilda, the movie?
Yes, I did see Matilda, of course.
He was so good in that movie.
He plays the deadbeat dad that just loves TV. Yes. Oh my God.
Car salesman. Yeah.
Car sale. Oh yeah, exactly. Yes, very good car salesman.
Running the miles back on the car.
Yeah.
I've been watching a ton of South Park.
Oh, South Park goes
I
hard.
love South
That's a good
Park.
show.
Have you seen all of the new specials?
I saw the 2 most recent ones.
Not Suitable for Children and Panderverse.
Yeah.
Pandaverse. Yeah.
So funny. So funny.
There's a guy I work with named Kyle, that like everybody I work with. I work at Best Buy, but everybody we work with goes, "Hey, cat!" Like every time they see him, just to hit him with it. It's so funny.
That sucks, but that's also hilarious.
He loves it a lot. I swear.
It's good. So he's a fan. He's a fan of the show. It doesn't bother him. Because like some kids, you get like used to the name. And one of my favorite YouTubers, I've talked to her a couple times on the podcast. Her name is Carly Shay. Out of all characters in Nickelodeon history, she's the one that's iCarly. So you can hear that a billion times in your life. And same with for me, I'm Dan. So of course, Daniel, back at it with the new Vans. That was a thing that never died till right now.
Yeah.
But South Park is awesome. I love the first 7, 8 seasons, I think. Yeah. Season 9 is great too, but oh my God, the first 8 are just like solid South Park. They're just so out there and everything.
I don't really watch TV shows that often, but like a month ago, I got into a binge of Big Bang Theory for like 2 weeks.
Bazinga.
Bazinga.
Oh my God.
It's truly not a bad show. It's actually pretty funny, and I do like that they give some character arc as opposed to like the first, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 seasons where you're like, we're just a bunch of nerds with one pretty girl that lives next door, and that's all that it is. But when they introduce what is his name? Hold on, Sheldon's girl Amy. I really enjoy that part because like she's got this whole humanistic side that you don't usually get from them, and when she's hurt, it's like you feel a little bit more tension than you usually would from the show. That's just laugh track. Yeah. Have you ever seen it without laugh track? It's one of the most terrifying things.
Yeah.
I've heard without laugh track is just not.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, definitely not normal. It just seems like a bunch of friends abusing each other. Pretty crazy. Well, speaking of Friends, I watched, finally got into Friends last year, and that's one of the shows that I have probably not returned to in a little bit, but I need to, especially with the passing of Matthew Perry. I did not expect that, and rest in peace. That was an absolute legend of comedy, especially in the sitcom world. So I had no idea who he was until I started seeing like memes. I would start using that kill me now gif where I would send to my fiance whenever something bad was going at work. And I was just like, his mannerisms, his facial expressions, like that is so funny. And she's like, "You've never seen Friends?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Okay, well, we need to watch it." And so I bought the whole series on Blu-ray, and we made it through like a couple episodes, and I was like, I love this, but I feel like it's hard to keep up with. Like, there's so many episodes.
I will always remember Matthew Perry as Benny from Fallout New Vegas.
Yep.
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's in New Vegas. The best Fallout game.
He is Benny.
That's amazing. Oh my God. I did not know that. I'm learning something new every day, I'll tell you that. All right, so for the final part of this incredible interview, you guys have been so cool and so honest, and I already knew that I liked your personalities before we even started, because I was like, I could tell these guys are going to be awesome. Do you have any questions for me? I know that this is our first time meeting, but I'm absolutely open to answering anything.
What was your favorite movie of the year?
John Wick 4.
Oh, I'm a big fan of the John Wick series.
I think
Mexican in Fortnite. So.
Shut up.
I have the John Wick skin, therefore I like the movie. No, I love the fourth one. I think it was a perfect finale to that franchise, and Keanu is a really, really good stunt actor, and he just proved it over and over and over, falling down those stairs.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is.
That was
Yeah.
crazy, but a really good time. That was definitely my favorite movie to watch over and over. So I'm hoping that that'll be the end of it, and whatever comes out next with these spin-offs. I know they got the Continental, they have Ballerina that are all going to be in the universe. I hope that they just keep him out of it, because I'm like, cameo, like, oh, hey, there's John Wick, that's fine, but like, don't put him through anymore. He's had so much that he's been through. It was such a perfect way to end the character's arc. So yeah, loved it.
What games you been playing?
I play GTA in the worst way. I am one of the most annoying characters because I will drive to find a motorcycle that I like just so I can bring it back and paint it. That's all I do. I listen to the radio, I'll listen to music, but most of the time, I mean, hitting a couple pedestrians out of the way, but I have like a mission to make like the coolest shit just look cool. That's all that I care about. But Rocket League is probably my favorite game to play competitively.
What's your race?
Shit, man, I've been playing since 2018, so I have no idea. I'm way up there, but yeah, it's fun. I have a good time.
Play quite consistently. So
Xbox or PlayStation?
we play on PC.
PC, best connection. My lag is
because I'm a nerd, but
okay. Well, that's good. I like the controller. I think it's got the best movement. Yeah, definitely. But that's fantastic. Rocket League is such a fun game, and probably my favorite thing to piss off people. All I have to do is talk to my fiance one day, and that's all I have to do. The whole team is upset with me. Like, how did you miss that shot? Why did you not go for this? I'm like, kids, listen to me. I have a life. I can't worry about the game right now. I play it, but sometimes I'm just doing that to binge a lot of music in the background. Other times I'll play very competitively because I need to show somebody that I'm good. Yeah, that's definitely my favorite game to play. And then Call of Duty, I own all of them. I've been a huge Halo fan, but they've been dropping the ball recently, so I'm just hoping for something to come out that feels like Reach again. That would be great.
Yeah, I love Reach.
yeah, Infinite was very, very disappointing.
Yeah,
Last
they're
one.
adding to it, but it's still not the same. They're like bringing the Halo 3 maps and then changing the color scheme and the layout, and then they're like, it's the same map as the Halo 3. I'm like, no, it's not. This isn't anything like that.
Like Halo 3.
Halo 3 is awesome. Oh my god, what a good game. That was actually what got me into Halo in the first place and what made me want to buy an Xbox. But yeah, I'm an Xbox kid now. I was always a PlayStation kid because I loved PS2. That was like the game system. The game system. Yes.
A lot of Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy on those.
Oh yeah, all those one-player games.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
As an only child, I enjoyed those. But we were talking about Tony Hawk beforehand. What is one of your favorite Tony Hawk games you guys can go across?
Oh, Tony Hawk Underground is the best Tony Hawk game.
The first one where he gets off his skateboard and just walks into buildings.
Yeah.
That is the best game ever. That was the coolest shit I ever seen. I was like, you can get off your skateboard and not die? What? Excellent choice. All right.
Wasn't a huge Tony Hawk person, but I played a lot of Skate 3 when I was younger.
Okay.
And I actually have gotten into the modding side of things too with it, where you can port different things into it. And it's really, 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 really fun.
Nice. And that's probably one of the games that I really need to play because I've heard great things about it, especially Skate 3. It's definitely a great knockoff or not. It's just it's a tribute to Tony Hawk's legacy. I mean, that's what Skate was made for, is those Tony Hawk fans to play something that was like that in the modern age, as far as I know.
The only one that I have the one that I have the biggest memory of is Tony Hawk, I think Proving Grounds for the Xbox 360. Yeah, nobody remembers that one, but yeah, definitely.
For the 360, man.
360. Yes, it was.
It's on PS2, Xbox, and 360.
Oh, Yes.
Thank you. Okay.
Says on both.
Oh, okay. I would.
I mean, I had Game Informer magazine, and I never saw an ad for that one. So that's why I was like, I don't know that. Interesting. And did they have a good soundtrack?
Oh man, I don't remember. If I was talking like old sports games, MX versus ATV Unleashed was that was the one that had like all the new metal. Oh man.
Oh god. That's how I feel for hockey games, especially yeah. I like.
Oh yeah.
Until 2007, I think had like the best like mix of like hard rock on there.
I just play World of Warcraft. I don't know.
A WoW player. No,
yeah.
just kidding. You only play that game specifically, or do you play other games alongside? You're just a fancy to this game. You're just addicted to that.
Yeah. I make Warcraft, but I play plenty of other things as well.
Club Penguin.
He has this like really beefy PC, and like he only plays WoW. It's like, dude.
It was a character game.
Get the old like Zoo Tycoon. That would be the coolest thing to play on a giant like mega board and just be like, I am using all of the memory to play this old ass game where I've set up zoo animals.
Instances of Zoo Tycoon at one time.
Webkin still lags. The website is so bad.
Do you like The Sims?
I played like The Sims Mobile on my phone, so
Okay. Yeah, I have Sims 3 for my Xbox. I've never played it once.
Oh, Sim 4 is free.
It's free? What? Okay.
Like $1,000 worth of DLC though.
Yeah,
That's how they get you.
Farming
That's it.
Simulator goes hard.
Farming Simulator. That's a good game.
Farming Simulator?
Yeah.
I think I've seen a bunch of people promote that. I think Girlfriend Reviews did that as well, and then they were like saying it's like greatest game ever.
Nothing better than farming. Like
Sometimes there's a meme with it though. It's like,
I wonder where we live.
yeah.
You can tell we live in Nebraska.
corn, and more corn. I feel it though. I mean, I'm in Illinois. We have the plains all across the state. There's only the little bit of Chicago, and then everything else is like cornfields. So, all right, Christian.
I've never played Pro Skater before or Tony Hawk before, so
What?
No Tony Hawk experience, no problem.
Why up right now? Let's go.
Literally right now. Just do it on stream. Have you ever played any video game with skateboarding involved?
no.
Nothing. Not even the Simpsons games. Nothing.
2 or something had skateboarding.
It did.
You play that one?
Yeah. 3, but yeah.
Wait, what did
Spyro 3.
Spyro had skateboarding?
Yeah, but when you did Hunter, you would like skate with him.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Hey, that's why I have done skating. There you go.
That's making me go back to my PlayStation days. Now I want to play Spyro. That's such a good character, such a good game system. Not system, good game setting. I mean, oh my god, I remember seeing this.
My arms are falling off.
Spyro, like that like changed the game for me because I played Super Mario or regular Mario on the NES at my dad's cousin's house. Out of all things, my dad's cousin, and so I would like show him how much I loved playing that, and so he got me my PlayStation, and that was when I was like 4 or so. So I was like super excited, but I didn't really know what I was doing. Like I really did not know how to play games. It was hilarious. Me and my mom, we would play for 45 minutes this game called Bugs Bunny Lost in Time, and we didn't know how to move a box. The way that you move a box is you walk up to the box. That's all you have to do. But we threw things at the box, jumped on the box, kicked the box, shot the box, like everything in the world. Kicked some dude in the ass, then run around and punch the box. Like literally couldn't do anything. And I walked up to the box and it moved. And I was like, Mom, I figured it out. So that was my experience with learning how to game. But Spyro was a really fun game that he would always play at his house, and I would watch him play it, and I would always want it, but then I would never actually have it to own. So now that you said it, I actually do want to go and like buy one just so I can play it because I have my PS2 still.
Rated skateboarding game, to go back to that topic.
Yes.
It needs Extreme Skate Adventure.
Yeah.
It runs off of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 engine, and it has Disney characters and Disney maps. It's amazing.
Buzz Lightyear.
Are you
kickflip.
are you a world record holder for that?
No, I'm like 8th in the world last I checked for the speedrun of that game. There's no competition though.
My fiance is a huge Disney fan. We've had like I've played like Kingdom Hearts in front of her, and she's like, "Oh, this is cool." And then when it's the anime stuff, she's like, "I don't know what the hell's going on." She would love to play that or watch me play that. That would be so much fun. Also, she likes crazy gory stuff. Like I played Doom Eternal in front of her, and she's like, "Give me the controller. I want to like just destroy these demons." I was like, "All right, like I see what you like. Okay, cool." That's awesome though. I definitely I want to see this game. So it's just called Disney Skate.
Disney's Extreme Skate Adventure.
Disney's Extreme. Is it X Stream?
No, it's the normal spelling, but boy, I wish they did it that way.
What was is the first character you play as Max from the Goofy movie?
The first character you play as is a generic human. In a non-Disney map, it's just like a
Disney.
But this is the Kingdom Hearts 2 formula all over again for me. I just don't get it. Why do they do that? Why do you get regular people that you don't know?
Lightning Little Romeo was in that game.
Little Romeo?
Hard.
I want candy. Oh my god. Good times. That's amazing. All right. Before we go, is there anything that we can do as people, as fans of your music to give you the best numbers? Because honestly, I want your streams to go up. I want your followers to go up, subscribers, especially if you have another music video coming. I know you have one so far. I'm looking forward to another one. How can we help you out?
So yeah, we have Instagram, which is foxpaw_official band. We announce everything that we're doing there and post quite often. We're also on Facebook, which is just foxpaw, FOX_PAW. We're on TikTok, which is foxpaw Omaha. I believe we have Foxpaw Omaha, and we're also on YouTube. We upload on all of those. We upload our music on every streaming service like ever, so you can find it if you're an Amazon Music enjoyer. It is on there as well. We will be releasing music throughout this year, and we're working on our album that we're very excited to be releasing hopefully in 2025, that we are putting so much work into. So yeah,
Add us to your playlist too. That's a huge thing that helps out.
Yeah.
I made a Fox Paw playlist, which will also be in the description right down below that you guys can go and check out. That way, if you want to just binge their entire discography, or if you want to watch my reactions, you can do that too. I'll put those links down there as well. But that's awesome. I'm super excited to see you guys grow. I want to see everything that you're going to be doing for the rest of this year. The album, everything about that, and the spirit that you guys have around it is making me actually give hope to the new artists that are not getting their voices heard, because all these big artists are like, "Oh, Spotify's screwing me over." And I'm like, hold on a second. The little guys don't make shit, and you're like, Spotify screwing me over. Let's let the little guys make it first. I want thousands and thousands of streams on every single song, guys. Don't let them down. This is what we need to do for the future of pop punk, so that MGK doesn't become more famous. This is what we need to do. This is the way to fix it. Thanks again for watching. I hope all of you guys had a wonderful time listening to this conversation. All of the extra conversations are going to be on Patreon. It's only $1. Very simple, all the way until 2025.